Hey guys, we're out here at First Choice today. We're going to get a little throwing in. I just wanted to talk a little bit about my first sanctioned tournament because, like you, I had some reservations about playing. I was a little bit nervous. How was the live scoring going to be? What about playing with different card mates or guys on your tee with you, and stuff like that. So I had a lot of questions too, and hopefully I got some answers that I can help you out if you're kind of on the fence and wanting to play. We're going to go ahead and do hole one. Hole one is 315 feet. You can see it down on the left. You got a Mando on the left as well. Anything in the parking lot is out of bounds, and they are working right now. They don't close till 5:30. I'm trying to get out of here before the sun goes down. Good old daylight savings time. So first off the box, we're going to throw two. I'm going to go with the Vanish. Speaking of the Vanish, I think the Gyrapalooza box can have a Vanish in it. Don't sleep on the Vanish. It's a nice disc. Of course, I say that and watch me chunk it way out to the side. Still doing my Texas two-step. I did practice a little bit of X-stepping, but for now I'm going to stay with my two-step until I get a little more practice in. Been throwing almost every night in the net. It's been raining almost every day, and it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. That's why I'm running out here real quick and talking a little faster than usual. Of course, y'all probably don't mind me talking faster. Woo. Man, I actually think I threw that over 315 feet. All right, so that was the Vanish. Again, don't sleep on the Vanish. Now I got my little kitty cat here. Got this from the disc store in Omaha when I was out there. This is the trail. I'm going to put the trail on a little bit of flex. I got a little bit of a headwind, but I'm going to flex it a little bit. Oh. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have flexed that a little bit. It feels like it got a little left to right, so I exposed the plate too much on it. But it was fun. Got some distance. Actually got my PDGA number. Man, I'm excited. That was really cool. Got that a couple of weeks ago because I knew I was going to play a tournament. So I went ahead and grabbed that. Man, pretty pumped about this shot. This is almost pin high. This is the furthest I've ever thrown on this one. Like I said, that basket's 315, so pretty excited to start out that. Good old Vanish. All right, got a little bit of a downhill. Try not to do like I did in my first tournament. I hit 5 bands while I was playing my first tournament. I think I was standing too much straight up and my arms the height of the basket. There we go. All right, this one's going to be kind of tough to see me. The Vanish did us good on this one, so I think I'm going to go with that one again. Had a tournament. It's been about a week and a half now. It was on a Friday. I know it seems odd to be on a Friday, but this is something y'all might want to look into if you're on the fence about playing tournaments. It was a flex tournament. So basically, you created your own card or your own group of people. So we had 3 guys. The other 2, Rob, you've seen on the channel. And then Austin. All 3 of us, it was our first tournament. And then we had another guy that's from our Decatur Golf League. He joined us as the 4th. So we had 4 people on our card. All right, Vanish. Basket's way out there past the tree on the left. We want to get it down to that second level. Well, I didn't get it to the second level. Right into that headwind. We don't want to do the Gorgon in the wind. Let's try the trail again. We're going to put it out. Little headwind. Oh, got too much up in the air, but it's going to get down to that second level. Man, I had that way up in the air. You got to start, like I said, anywhere between 8 and 4. So we teed off around 3 because some of us had to work a little bit and we got off. I know some of y'all saying, aren't you a retired firefighter? Yeah, I am, but I work a family business. So mama is the boss. So still had to work. I'm not gonna lie to you, it had the nerves going a little bit, but the one nice thing about the flex is since you're playing with people you know, even though it was a sanctioned tournament, it was kind of nice because some of those nerves weren't there. You still have all the same rules, everything you would do in a normal tournament, but you get to tee off at a time that works for you, and you get to play with guys that you know, so that seemed to make it a little easier. As you can tell, I'm not keeping score, so I'm throwing from my second disc. Just get a little practice. Don't want that disc. Don't want to throw my putter. We're going to throw the Envy. Guys, still got a pretty good little headwind. Going to do a little punch throw and throw it out to the right a little bit. Going to make sure I get the distance. Oh, put that up in the air a little bit. That might be a long putt for par. Got this little nose up. Finished off to the left here. See if we can. A little bit of wind. Oh, right off the basket. This one is 306 feet. We got to throw it up over the trees on the right and get it to drift behind this wall of trees. We're going to go with the Vanish again, put it out to the right. I don't know if every area has flex starts. The DFW area is what I'm in, and they have what they call Flex Fridays, so their flex starts are every Friday, but they have it all over the Metroplex. So one week they'll be in west part of Fort Worth. One week they might be in Dallas. One week they might be in South Fort Worth. One week they might be up here north in the north area. So they just have a lot of possibilities, but it makes it nice for people who maybe can't play weekends or are a little more intimidated by the weekend formats of C tier, B tier, and A tier. But it is an official C tier tournament. You do get a rating. It's a little cheaper. Ours costs $15. So it makes it nice. It was a lot of fun. Oh, man, I threw that right into that line of trees. Get through. I think we got through. It's going to be nice. I'm not going to throw another one on this because we got chances of out of bounds on the right, and I don't feel like digging for my disc. One of the things I was worried about was the PDGA live scoring. Oh, you got to keep score. You got to do this, you know. So it's kind of nerve-wracking at first, but it was actually something I was worried about, and I didn't need to be worried about. So if you're worried about it, don't worry about it. It was a lot easier than I thought. If you keep score on Udisc, it's similar to that, but I even thought it was easier than Udisc. Basic thing was just logging into PDGA app or even the link they give you, and you just go from there. So it was a lot easier. All right, we're going to work on another punch throw. Got the Envy. Fan grip. Out to the right a little bit. Like it. Get up there. Everybody keeps score. All of our card, we just kept score on PDGA Live. So it made it nice. The one really nice thing about it is we actually had a discrepancy on one of our scores while we were playing. I think we're on hole 9 and we kept seeing that hole 7, I can't remember the wording, either said conflict or something, but we all just kind of went back into the scorecard and saw what the problem was. Everybody in the group had a different score than what we had, so it actually shows you when there's a discrepancy. So just don't get all hung up in the worrying about the PDGA live scoring. All right, there we go. I was talking earlier about I hit 5 bands in that first round. It's because for some reason I was standing more straight up. Now, it's not a bad thing. Most people stand straight up. But look where my arm is compared to the basket. I'm used to being more down. So when you get me standing up, my hand's in a different place. So, man, it totally screwed me up. I don't know. Whew, almost missed that one. I don't know why I was doing that. It's not something I practice. But like they say, weird things happen in tournaments sometimes. I didn't catch that I was standing straight up. I knew it felt weird, but I didn't stop myself or work on myself to realize that I was doing that wrong. Hole 4, you can see we got a Mando on the left. Kind of hard to see the arrow, but it's on the tree. This one's showing about 307 feet. The basket is just straight down. I usually throw a nice fairway just right above the mid-range. I usually throw about a 7, which is my rhythm on this one. The last couple of times I've hit the tree on the left. It's just grown out a little bit more than usual. So we're going to try the rhythm again because I don't flip up my mid-ranges. The only one I flip up is my paradox, and we'll show you that on the next tee. Don't get caught up in all the PDGA scoring and worrying about that and worrying about rules. The biggest thing, if you really want to get more comfortable before you do your first tournament, especially sanctioned, is get in a league. I know I started in the end of May, and by the middle of June, I was actually playing out here, actually on this hole. I ran into a guy who was out here mowing, and he was part of a league. He also created the course, but he told me about the league, and man, I came out that next Sunday, and I haven't missed a Sunday other than vacation and the bad weather, or if we just took a weekend off because everybody was on vacation, or like this last weekend we didn't play because about 7 or 8 guys went down to Louisiana and played in the, I think it's the Claiborne Championships, Louisiana Championships. So that was kind of cool. But you really want to learn the rules, or you want to get a feel of the tournament, join a local league. Man, it is awesome. That's where I learned a lot of my rules. I learned a lot of my bag as far as what I could throw, because I've watched these guys who are better than me throw. So, or that's where a lot of my improvement has come from, is playing with those guys. All right, let's see what we got. Man, I hit that tree again. Let's see if I can. No, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to throw another one. I don't need to wind up. Everything on that right side is OB, and it's up in poison ivy and past the fence and everything else. This is not a real easy shot for me. It's not a shot I've practiced much. But I think what I'm going to do is, now if I was further distance, I would flex like a trail or something, but we're probably 250 or so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hex, punch it out on a little flex, and see if I can get it to back and come back and fade. Oh, I left it 2 nose up, so it faded out more on me. That is a long putt. Let me see if I could have just, let me take the paradox, throw it out a little bit to the left, and put a little hyzer on it. Woo, I think that was a shot. Doggone it. Well, since we're not keeping score, I'm going to play that shot. But I'll probably go putt the other one. It's funny that when I used to throw that paradox when I first started, that thing would go straight or even fade on me a little bit. Now, I don't know if you could see the angle on that hyzer. I basically pointed it straight down and threw it. And you can see it get a little bit of a drift to the right, but it pretty much went straight. Yeah, so don't necessarily, whenever you first start, don't necessarily give up on your disc. Just learn how to throw them different ways as your form comes around better. You'll have fun with them. Because there for a while, I didn't have the paradox in the bag because it was just too flippy for me. And then I thought, why don't I try it on a hyzer? And now that I can throw it on a hyzer, definitely back in the bag. Here's where the hex landed. That's a pretty far shot, but we're going to try it. Oh, yeah. My lines are getting better. Just got to start making them. Too much. But here's where the paradox landed. that pretty little flip up. But like I said, don't get too caught up though and worrying about the rules and everything else. Like I said, if you want to be a little more comfortable, join a league. It's awesome. This one's actually not 291 feet. It's probably about 275. Yeah, probably a little bit shorter because normally I can throw a mid-range and I'm at 250 on my mid-range. But the basket's usually behind the tree. So when we were playing a singles tournament out here the other day, actually we played a doubles, I'm sorry. We played draw dubs. Another reason why you ought to play in a league. A lot of fun to play draw dubs. But basket's out a little bit. They move them around here and there. This is when I take my Paradox and actually put it on that hyzer again. I did forget to mention that on my first tournament, which was the Friday Flex, I actually shot a +5, and it was on a course that I've played 3 or 4 times, so I kind of knew where it was. But the difference was they actually, speaking of moving baskets, they actually had moved probably 3/4 of the baskets the week before. Now we found out they moved the baskets and went and played one time. I'm glad we did because there were some pretty wild shots. But I actually get this throw in real quick. All right, big hyzer. Probably going to be about like this on angle. Oh, turned that one a little too much. Man, I like that. Just for kicks, we're going to take the crave. We're going to go out to the right around the bush, the first bush but in front of the tree. Oh, threw that a little straighter. But that's the one thing about the crave. The more and more I throw it, the straighter it gets on me. So I have to remember to keep it on that hyzer. But actually, the first tournament actually did a +5, which out there I've actually, the best I've shot was a +1. But again, they moved all the baskets. So I think that was an 824 round. So my first ever tournament was 824. Again, like I was saying before, I hit 5 bands. 2 bands I hit gave me bogey, and then 1 band I hit gave me double bogey. So it was a little rough. It wasn't my best putting performance. So needless to say, but I didn't get frustrated because I knew what +5 would get me. I didn't know it was going to give me an 824 rating, but I knew it was going to be one of my decent rounds out there. Oh, going to the left today a little bit. One thing I did learn in the first tournament, I didn't drink enough water. By the end, and the bad thing is I had water on me. I just didn't drink enough, and I didn't realize it because the temp was over 90 degrees. And I didn't realize it, but started cramping up a little bit, which was my fault because we actually played an unsanctioned double tournament. Rob, who you've seen on the video before, we played an unsanctioned doubles tournament and actually won MA2 for unsanctioned doubles. So that was pretty fun. Gotta keep drinking more water though. This is showing 358. We're going to go with the Vanish again. We're going to try to hang it out a little bit on the OB side. This is a -3.2. So we should get a little turn on it and then have it fade back. We do have a tailwind, so it's probably going to be a little more stable than usual. Now, I have hit that trailer a few times over there. Not bad. Now, I wish I would have gotten that one a little more nose down because we pushed about a little over 300 feet. That was a good shot. All right, another little step putt. Ooh, good line. Now, you might have heard me say that it was 2 tournaments. Yes, I did play 2 tournaments. The first one, like I said, we practiced the week before because they changed all the baskets. Now, the second tournament, we found out about Saturday, and it was on a Sunday, And guess what? It was a flex tournament. Gonna throw the Vanish here again. Get under that tree, slide up. Oh, not behind the tree. I want to throw more disc, but I'm not going to. It's getting dark. But the cool thing on the tournament Sunday is I'd never played the course. Now, you're saying, wait, you just said it was a cool thing. Well, since it was such a quick notice on us playing, realizing we were going to play on Sunday, I didn't have time to think about it. I'd never played the course. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to play the line that the course gives me and see what happens. All right, another step putt. I almost put it too high into the tree. All right, so now we're at hole 8, 275-ish or so feet. You can see it straight ahead. These are not Mandos, but they're hard trees to get around. But some of y'all might say, well, how did that work for you? It actually turned out pretty good. I was playing with Rob again, and Rob had played the course before. But one of the things I did was I looked on there for past tournaments and kind of saw what some people were shooting. And then I also looked on Udisc. I don't know if y'all do this, but I do this when I play a course blind. Like sometimes we'll go on Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings and we'll play different courses. Well, since I'm new, a lot of those are new courses I'm not used to playing. So what I like to do is, let me chunk this out there real quick. The Vanish. Oh, I'm getting a little turn on it. Come back. Woo! I don't think I've ever been pinned high on this one. Getting a little more power. I'm trying to pull my shoulder back around a little more. So what I like to do on Udisc, and if I get a chance, I'll try to post it here on the screen, but I like to look at the leaderboard of just your normal Udisc smart layout, whatever layout we're going to play for the tournament, or even if I'm just playing around. I look at the overall average of all the people who have played on Udisc for that course. So for example, the course we were at, Arcadia, the overall average for everybody who's played, whether it be a year, a couple of years, whatever you put the setting on, was a plus 10. So what I like to do as a beginner, I like to look at that plus 10 and say, okay, that is where I'm shooting even. If I go under, let's say I'm a plus 7 or 8, then I did pretty good. If I'm a little bit over, then if I'm a plus 11 or 12, some things I need to work on for that course as a beginner. Whew. I did say we go a little bit long on this one. I've been trying something a little bit different with my form, and I noticed that some disc I used to get more fade on and stuff, especially like this Vanish, are turning on me a little bit more, and that trail, the turnover where I'm trying to flex it, staying more on Annie, so I'm turning it over more. So looks like I'm putting a little bit more power into my throw, so I'm gonna have to adjust that. See if we can get this. Oh, throw it, Daryl. Player 2. Yeah. Another chance for birdie and good old par. Cool thing is, in the tournament, I shot a plus 6. Never playing it, blind course. It was an 864. I was pretty stoked. That's the reason why I like looking at that average of everybody who's played that course, because it's going to give you a good idea. You know, I can't tell you that that plus 10 would have been an 800 rating without looking at other past tournaments. But that plus 10 is a good ranking on, hey, this is a tougher course. You know, for example, the first course we played, I think it was a plus 5 or 6. So I played about how that course plays. So, but 864 rating, man, I was excited. Now, I don't think I think it's every second Tuesday of the month that they update the rating. So my rating's not actually on mine. And the wild thing is, both my tournaments I played MA 55 plus. And I actually won both tournaments. Now, little disclaimer, I was the only one in the age group. So yeah. So I'm just joking with the winning thing. It just happened to be, there was a couple of people in the 50, and then I thought, since I was the first one to go out that morning, I played 55 plus. I thought there'd be more 55 plus. And at the time, there wasn't anybody in the 50 plus either. But it turned out I was the only one. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. First two sanctioned tournaments. Get this throw in. You're probably tired of me yakking. So we're looking at 390 feet straight ahead, a little bit downhill. I'm going to throw towards B-Pad's Mando and try to get it to, there's out of bounds straight ahead of me. Whew. Yeah, that's why you have to throw over there, because it's downhill and everything. And then right in front of us is the road out of bounds. All right, let's see if we can finish this off with a good upshot. That was the one nice thing about my second tournament. I think out of all my upshots, I only had one bad upshot. Most of them gave me the pars. Some of them were just long holes, and you hit the first available tree, and it's just hard to scramble. Got a few bogeys, but was not mad with it. Oh, it was right by the basket, but it decided to roll. Sorry, probably not any earth-shattering news as far as tournaments, but the biggest thing is just get out there and play. Don't worry about the little things. So just have fun with it. Biggest takeaway though is looking at some flexes with some buddies that you can play. Definitely look into playing league play. That helped me out so much with certain rules, where things lie, where you can put your feet. So it's almost like playing in a sanctioned tournament, because those guys will help you with some of those rules. And then, if you can't play the course before a tournament, that's not all bad, because then you have a clear head. I know when I was practicing for the first tournament, I was throwing 4 or 5 shots off the tee. Well, that didn't help me out at all. Basically, it just showed me how I was throwing the disc that day, but it didn't help me with the decision on what disc I was going to use or anything like that. So, and then not knowing the course and going, it was kind of a refreshing thing to be able to look at the course, look at the hole, and see what shots that hole wanted me to play. I mean, am I needing to put it on an anhyzer? Do I need to hyzer around this tree and everything? So I didn't go in with, oh, I used to throw this on that, but I was having trouble with it this day. No, I just selected my disc and what I thought I could get that shot. So don't get caught up. I mean, I really think the way I played on that second tournament, it actually benefited me not knowing the course and signing up that morning and only finding out about that tournament that night or the night before. So I think that really helped me out, because then I didn't worry about it and like, oh, what am I going to throw? I just went out there and had fun. But I hope that helps a little bit. Just don't get caught up in the little stuff. But if it does bother you on some of that stuff, again, like we were talking, look at leagues. Have the guys, maybe you just do casual rounds, have the guy play more like a tournament so you can experience some of that stuff. Just have fun with it. If you got any questions or any comments, just let me know. One of the big things is, if you got any questions on me explaining more of what I do when I go to a course I haven't played and I'm looking at that average leaderboard number, I'll be glad to explain that. Or if you got any other questions, you want me to do like a Q&A. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. Do the thing you always say: if you made it this far, might as well like and subscribe. Guys, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Grow the sport. Y'all make a great day.